Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. Well, as you can see, we're in the bathroom, upstairs bathroom here, putting the flooring down. And we got some of this Shaw flooring, and it's engineered luxury vinyl tile. Looks like about that right there. Anyhow, I got this stuff because I didn't want to deal with putting down mortar and a bunch of stuff. I just wanted to click and put it together and be done with it. And this is a floating floor, so it doesn't need any glue or anything like that. Well, to be honest, this stuff is pretty darn expensive, and it's not very easy to figure out how to put together. What we're having to do is actually put whole rows together, then put them on. So if you had a super long area, like an entire house, I don't think this stuff would work very well. I think it'd be very, very difficult to put together. It's working, and we've got it figured out, kind of. So I was going to show you kind of what we're doing, and kind of go from there. But this is not going to be a complete how-to because it's been more difficult. I think I would have rather have bought the mortar and tile and did tile. I think it would be actually easier in the end. And it would probably be either a little cheaper or around the same price. So what we're doing is I'm standing on this one. My wife is putting that on there because my back is toast right now and I can't bend over as well. And we get that kind of clicked in there, and you can't see it, but there's a pretty decent little gap right there. And we're just using a piece of the flooring and a rubber mallet and giving it some good wax until it comes together here. So we got kind of a row here. We got to add one more because this has to go up underneath there. And then I'll set up the camera and we'll kind of show you how we hook it to the other one. As you can see, it takes a little bit of effort, and then you have gaps places here and there where you just got to give it a good whack, and it's pretty scary because I'm always worried I'm going to break something there. And then right here there's that cat's paw or whatever they call it. I cannot get this one piece right here to butt in. You can see there's quite a bit more gap there, and then it goes to nothing here. So I think I'm gonna have to go buy that tool just for that piece right there, and probably once we get along that edge we're gonna need that anyway. So I think that is the next plan for this job. Alright, so we went to the home place and grabbed this cat's claw or whatever they call it. Where you bang on this and that goes over the edge, because we're going to need it for that whole edge there. It was 14-15 bucks for that, but regardless, we got to put that back up. We have it in now, so it still kind of fights you. You're going to be fighting it the whole way. You definitely have to put in an entire row all at one time. So now, in case you haven't noticed by now, we've had all kinds of different issues, and one of the issues we had was we tried to start, like if I was doing tile, I would probably start kind of in the middle where I want a full tile, and then you put your cut edges on the edge. So that is one thing about this as well, is you need to make sure, kind of measure your floor and figure out what size cut edges you're going to want so that you have full tiles in the middle, because you don't want to be doing this and wind up with it starting with a full one on one edge and end up with a little sliver. Like I said, we started in the middle, and I made cuts and all kinds of things. So I already filmed all that, so I'm just going to show that to you rather than film it all over again, even though you'll notice that there's not flooring next to the next to where I'm making my cuts at. But the cuts that I'm making right now to finish this floor off are exactly the same, made the same way, just so it's making sense. So now we are going this direction here, and I had to, with this one, find out where the center is. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I have a mark here, because basically I want to center the center of the next one over, which will be here on this line. So it'll be as if I took this whole piece and set it right here on the floor, but this is in my way. So to figure out where I need to make cuts, I'm putting this line that I made here right on the center line of that and putting it as close as I can. Perfection is yet again unattainable, so we're getting as close as we can. And that helps me realize where I need to start my cut, although it's going to be on this side. I will have to invert my measurements here. Now I gotta pretend as if it's sitting here, and I need to make this cut across here. So I had my mark here, I measured it here, transferred that to over here, then I made a line. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this straight across. Now if it was a little different, I could have just made this line like I'm about to show you first, but this keeps on hitting, so this piece is in the way. I'll explain that later. So now we got our short piece here. Now had I left it long and did what I'm about to do, I'd have been hitting up against the wall here. That's why I cut this off, but normally you wouldn't really have to cut that out of your way if there wasn't a wall in your way. But now we have the shower pan here, and I'm going along here with my level, and I know that I want right where this corner is where I want in here. So I'm putting that up against there, leveling it up, getting this right up against the shower pan here, and making sure everything's all just hunky-dory. And then I'm gonna mark this right along there. And then I'm gonna go cut this. And if by magic, in case you hadn't already figured out, I've did it on a test piece already. Then that's gonna go right in here when I'm done cutting it, and be perfect right in there. My middle line is of this board is pretty well lined up with the middle of this right here. And Bob's your uncle. Is that how it goes? Alright, so now we're over here. We're trying to cut the piece that's going to go around here. So what I did is I put this one kind of in the same place. Now I'm going to openly admit somehow my lines got closer here. I'm not sure exactly what I did wrong. I didn't account for the shower surround somehow, but actually I'm going to go with it. We only have so much flooring because it's such a small flooring. We didn't get a ton. I put a line across here. That's how I marked it, because I know this corner is going to be right here. So exactly the same as I did on the last one. But I also know that this edge right here is going to go here. And so I put this, line this up perfectly with the edge of this right here and up against where I know I want this corner to be. So this is good and straight, everything like that. Then I put the level across this part of the tub and made this line across here. So now I know if I cut here and here, should be in the ballpark of there, I hope. And even though you cut it right, so it'll fit in there nicely. So we know our cut will work. You want to make sure that you don't need to have your tile going this direction like I do. So I'm going to use this as a pattern and cut one right, and I'll be able to use this for a half a piece. Alright. I probably should show you how I'm cutting these things. Couple side notes here. As you can see, we've kind of caulked across the flooring here, and it doesn't look totally great. Well, they make a piece to put there that's the for the flooring, but it's pretty darn expensive. So what I did, and what we're gonna do, is use this quarter round right here, and that'll finish it up nicely. Also, for the seal plates where the floors, two floors come together here, same kind of thing. I just picked up some seal, door seal here, threshold flat profile, and I'll cut that to size and nail it on right there. So thought I should throw that in here. Well, the flooring is all done, and as you can see, we're using it. We got stuff shoved back in here, so unfortunately you can't see it all opened up and pretty, but for some reason the ending did not work out on this video, so I am filming it again. So if you want to put this kind of flooring in, I think it turned out real nice. Looks pretty good, but it's kind of it was not easy, as easy as I thought it was going to be anyway. And that's done, so go check out that video. Alright, thanks for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.